Recently, I had the opportunity to paint my new YouTube studio, and I had to pick a color. What is the best color to paint your YouTube studio? If you're interested in having the best possible picture, then I believe the answer is gray. Gray is the best color for color portrait photographs, still photographs. A YouTube video is basically a color portrait, at least the talking head portions of it, like this. Now, why is gray such a great color for backgrounds? Well, if you get far enough away from it, it will be almost black. If you splash enough light out behind you, it can be white. And if you put a colored gel on your light, or you use a colored light in the background, it'll adopt the color of that light without really affecting it. You know, if it was a red wall or a yellow wall, it would tint the light, but gray is a relatively neutral color. The next question is, what gray? And I did a lot of research on this, looking at the potential of using photo gray, what was on a photo gray card. And the photo gray cards are used to set the exposure on your camera. The neutral gray on a photo gray card, or piece of photo gray cloth like this, is 18% reflectance, meaning it reflects back 18% of the light that hits it. Now, in order for it to be used, you need to have it in the same orientation, in the same place in relation to your light sources as your subject. And so in this case, something like this. Unless you plan to take your videos like this, your wall is not going to be in the same place as your face is in relation to your camera and your light sources. So having your walls the same color as a photo gray card is not going to help you with your exposures. I additionally looked at Locomotive Gray. Back in the day of steam locomotives, there were no shadows being thrown during factory photo sessions in the black and white days, when engines were all painted black because of all the soot from the steam engines. And so they used to paint them a gray color. So I thought that might be cool as well for my studio. However, I really couldn't find a precise formula. I imagine every locomotive manufacturer had their own gray. So I really couldn't find a definitive color for Locomotive Gray. Down below, I'll give information about the gray that I actually use, the grays. I use 2 different grays. So I don't think it really is critical, as long as it's not too tinted. If it's a very greenish gray or a very bluish gray, or tending towards brown, reddish gray, in other words, it's going to impact the tinting of your photographs and your videos. So you don't want that. You want it to be a relatively neutral gray. I hate to be so treacly about this, but the best color for your YouTube studio is the color that motivates you. Being a creator is very hard. And if having a yellow room is going to get you making more content, have a yellow room. You can always adjust things in post-processing in order to get natural skin tones. So don't be too, your camera is going to adjust pretty well, and you can adjust things in post-processing, so it's not critical. Until next time, Bob Johnson with PK&W Modelwerx. Keep on modeling.